We're gonna go live, and you should be able to hear me. Let's double check that we are on the internet. I think we are.
Yeah, you should be able to hear me.
Let's
double check that we are on
the internet's word up. So if you guys are watching now, that's great. And we're gonna go ahead and get started and start the watch party. And let me just fix this for a second. Hold on. Come on. There we go. And what you're hearing in the background is my mother watching church service. So she wants to sit up here with me, and that's fine. But now you're going to be able to hear a little bit about her service. There we go. Start. Boom. There we go. We are live. We are live. And now you can see me. Yes, right. So I'm back. All right. I was testing earlier and trying to figure out, make sure that everything's working. Yesterday, I went live and I had I had Illustrator and InDesign. I had both software open. And what I was going to do was make sure that I can edit some of the Illustrator images of the Motivation Alphabet book, and then drag and drop the pages into InDesign, so then I did not have to export that Illustrator file and then create PNGs or whatever, PDFs or whatever, to open it up in InDesign and then adjust the pages. So I was trying to save some time, right? And that's because it's 68 pages. It's a lot of pages. So let me click on a few things over here. So what I started to do was try to make sure that I can, and let me show you my screen, so that I could grab the stuff that was on the left-hand side, that's Illustrator, and drag and drop into the right-hand side, which is InDesign. And as you can see right now, let me zoom in again so you can see. What started happening was that every time I brought in an image from the left to the right, it had this little vector outline highlights. And I was afraid that it was going to show up in the final product once I exported or packaged that InDesign file. So I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how could I get rid of that outline, the vector outline. And I started breaking my head. And if you saw the live stream from last night, I started sweating it out. And I was like, oh, it's not going the way I want to. I wanted to show off the work and the process. And I got stuck. And so, in any case, today, so then what happened, I ended the live stream. And I started doing quick research. I already started the research while I was live streaming, but I went ahead and stayed up last night. I think I went to bed at 4 in the morning, and what I did was I started testing what the output of the PDF looked like once I finished packaging the InDesign file, and then I found out that you don't see that in the final design. That you only see this blue and this little pixelated look when you're in design mode with InDesign. And there are settings to go ahead and render the image in high resolution the way it's designed. But then that means that it's going to run down your machine because it's taking up a lot of processing power and so on. So once I figured out that it was going to work, I went ahead and thank you, sir, Crixie the artist. And once I realized that it was going to work the way I intended it to, I just had to get past that part where it shows the vector lines. Then I got to work. I spent all night working on it, getting all the way right. And look at this, I see something right there. And so spent the night working on it, went ahead and exported it, and the file looks great. So we're good to go and we're done. That's it. Full, complete, finished. Oh yeah, I didn't have to do that. I kind of messed that up. I want to have half a screen of each. So today, I have the complete PDF InDesign file. This is the edition number 2. You're the man, Dan. Thank you, Mr. Jason D. Etheridge, aka Mr. E, the Motivator. He is the one. He's right here. That's who he is. He is the main character. He also wrote the words, and there's a lot of words, and there's the full book right there. So once I got over the fear that these highlights would show up in the overall design, I stayed up and I finished it. I went ahead and worked it out. I didn't go live with it then, but it was 2 in the morning. Like, who's gonna be here? Hey, Tasha LaRae, how you doing? Good to see you again. Yes, it's a lot of pages, and here's the Illustrator file, and I get my tongue tied between Illustrator and InDesign, but there it is, 68 pages, including the covers, and so we do have a physical book. Let me roll over here. And it's available online right now. I will update the link on the description of this video. It looks amazing. The colors pop. Well, I'm very proud of how the color and the design is looking. There were just some things that I wanted to fix, like in this page here. So part of the arm and the elbow is stuck in the seam. I don't like that. There's a few other pieces where it's like, yeah, that's not, I don't like that either. I want to fix it. So I went through the whole book and fixed all the parts that I think that could be better. But the book is available right now. It's on Amazon. A great 68, that says Mr. E. Word up. So it's available on Amazon. I'm sure Mr. E can put the link on one of the comments so you can check it out. There it is. And yeah, get you a copy. Stay tuned for the coloring book, and that's what we're gonna do right now. Okay, so sorry for a whole lot of talking back and forth. There's another shot. This is the last I'm gonna go about what I have going on here, and now let's show you the magic. So as you can see on the left hand side, I have all this color, all these lines. This is all these illustrations. This is the actual book artwork. On the right side is InDesign file, and that means that here's where you compose the pages and the way the book is going to flow from beginning to end. And from InDesign is where you create that PDF file that goes to the printer. And some printers will require the InDesign file, and I'm okay with that because I want to make sure that they have all the artwork, all the tools on how it's gonna, to make sure that it looks the way I want it to look. So now what I'm gonna do is replace all of these pages, except for maybe these last few right here, because this is our information. But starting with the letter A to the end, ending to the letter Z, we're going to reformat this artwork and change it from full color to black and white. Is it going to be easy? It's a few steps that makes it easier and to handle. There's a process, but it's going to be long and tedious. And I found out last night as I was working, and I stayed up till 4 a.m. working on these pages, that sometimes I skip over a page because I'm so deep into all the details, and then I forget a page or two until I get to the InDesign file, and it's like, oh man, what happened to that page? So that's the part where it's a little tedious. It's gonna take a while to make sure I get it to look the way I want it to, and make sure I touch on all the things that I wanted to touch on, and that's all. It's just gonna take time. So if you want to share this video on your special groups for creatives, writers, and other kind of creative people, go for it. I'm working in Illustrator and InDesign. All right, so let's see. So step 1, let's go, Dan. What are we gonna do? All right, so number 1 is, good thing I have all my layers organized. So these are layers in Illustrator, and each layer represents an individual letter and page. So it's all in order. A, B, C, D, and so on and so forth. So there's the letter Z. Inside that layer, I have the spaceman. I have the space behind the spaceman, even a little bit of planet-looking stuff back there. The text, and then the letter and the background. Even that layer with the letter in the background is broken down into colors. And colors in the background, colors in the letter, highlights in the letter, dark shadows in the letter, and then the line work of the letter. And the reason I did it in so many layers is so that I can then go back and make edits without messing with the rest of the artwork. Example, let's get rid of the pink. Click it, the eyeball. There's the eyeball right here. Boom. Click this other eyeball and that other eyeball. That's it. So now you just have the outline of the letter Z. But it's a coloring book, right? So let's get rid of the background. There you go. Nice. I like it. The spaceman. Here it is. Turn off some of these layers. And now you just have the outline of the spaceman. Well, wait, there's more. So these are the shapes of the stars behind the spaceman. So far right now, I just took away some of the color. But what do we do with some of the pieces that actually are just colors and not outlines? And that's what we're going to do now. So I select that space behind it, behind the spaceman. I may have to do some adjustments and bring back some things. I'm just thinking now. So there's space. There's that space. And let's go get our colors. There you go, colors. Boom. Outline. Black outline. And the fill color. Nothing. Let's see. There it is. But now you see the lines through the spaceman. You don't want that. So now let's bring this color back. Select that. Make it all white. Boom! Because I kept all the colors in one layer, I can select that layer and say I want all those colors to be white. And now you have something white behind the outline of the spaceman, covering up some of the lines that are behind him. And let me see, there's space. I want to make that outline a little thicker. Let's go here. Boom. There it is. Okay, I like it. And I can see some of these circles are there. They're white. Let's make it 100%. I'm making just adjustments. I'm just making adjustments. Boom, there. Look at that. There's a space behind them. And the text can't stay just colored or filled in. We're just going to make it an outline also. So how do we do that? Number one, we're going to turn the type into outlines. There it is. And the fill color to white. And the outline to black. And let's make it, let's see, one is good. There it is. Look at that. So let's click on this. Make it bigger. Some of my head, baby. Blocking. There we go. Look at that. So now, through some changes in my layers, I'm able to get rid of the color and turn this awesome alphabet book into a coloring book. What's up? Yes. You can start your Adobe Illustrator career right now. Get you a trial version of Illustrator and start playing and learn the pen tool. I have a channel, Vector Maestros. I teach a lot of tutorials and demos, so go check that out. So now that I have the letter Z, and I was looking over there at my mother, she's looking kind of quiet. ¿Estás bien, madre?
Sí.
¿Dónde vas?
Pues estoy esperando si tú le ibas a llamar a tu hermano.
Va a ser en 40 minutos más. Ya falta poquito. Yes. She wants
O
to
él
make sure.
te iba a llamar.
Huh?
Él te iba a llamar.
No, le vamos a llamar por la computadora. Okay? Okay. This is my mother. Just double checking on her. All right. So now I need to save this as. There it is. Motivation Alphabet version 2. And now we're going to call it Coloring Book. And that says Vectors. New folder. Book Coloring. Create. It's a new folder. A new file. Keep it Adobe Illustrator. Hit Save. Make sure that your Create PDF compatible file is on. And that's it. Hit OK. Done. So there it goes. It's saving. I'm clicking over here on another computer too. All right. So there it is. I took my time with one page, turned off all the colors, and then I went in some of the solids. I turned them into outlines, and then those outlines I made sure they had something in between some of those layers to cover up like those lines that are going around behind the astronaut. All right, let me take this off for a second because I can hear myself. All right. Nice. If anybody got some questions or comments, please leave them in the below the post. And I just want to make sure I click on a few things over here. Cool. So, empieza otra si quieres. Otro video. Órale, ya sabes cómo. All right, so what do we do now, Dan? So now that I have the coloring page for the letter Z, let me put the layers back in here. See, I really need like a bigger screen so I can have more room for stuff. In any case, here we go. Let's make that smaller. And to zoom in or zoom out, it's a Control plus or Control minus or Command plus and minus. So now I select my InDesign file, click and drag across the whole 2 pages, hit delete. Come back on the Illustrator file, click and drag across to both pages, and then let's grab that. And then I click on it, drag over to Illustrator, let go, and there it is. And this is the part that I was excited to show you yesterday, is that Adobe has made Illustrator and InDesign work together really easily, and make it part of your workflow to just click and drag and get your artwork the way you want. And so now, right now, you can see this is the part that I was scared of yesterday, where I can see these vector lines. But I'm not going to worry about it right now because I did my research and testing, and I saw that it did not carry over. So here's the PDF. There it is. This is the test, and there you go. See? So once the PDF is created from the Illustrator file, none of the vector lines show, just the artwork. See, there it is, just the artwork. And so then that means that even though the InDesign file looks like it has these highlights on them, they're not part of the final artwork, and so it's okay. Don't get scared. Just move on with your project, and because it's not going to stay there in the final design. So there we go. So that's the letter Z. And now I need to save another one of this. Save as InDesign alphabet book print. Yep. And yeah, let's do print. It's fine. It's going to be alphabet, motivational alphabet. This is coloring book, and this is going to be print. So this is my InDesign folder. I keep everything in order. Everything has a place. And so whenever I'm looking for something, I know where to go look for it. And you have to make sure that you organize your file so that when you're connecting images in InDesign, then there's a path that is organized so that all your images come from the same place. And you do not move those folders, delete those folders until you're done with that project all the way through. All right, let's see, what are we at? I'm just gonna make sure that I have some clicks over here. Make sure you share with your people, with your folks, what's going on. Let's see, here we go, bam. All right, just taking a moment to invite folks to check out the live stream. All right, there it is. So now it's time for the letter Y. So right now I can just click and drag across the letter Y page. Delete is done, right? Now go back to Illustrator and come in here and do the same thing I just did with the letter Z. So the letter Z, look, I just lock it. That's done. I'm going to lock all these other ones. You put a lock on a layer so that whenever you're doing something and working on a particular thing in Illustrator or Photoshop or anything else that has layers like this, then you don't accidentally click on something that you're not supposed to, and then later on realize that you did something in the wrong layer, something got lost. It happens. It happens to me. It happened to me with this when I was working on the coloring and drawing of this. I don't know how I lost the letter A, the page A, and so I had to go back several versions to find that layer that was still alive in a different version and bring it up, because sometimes you forget to lock layers. Okay, so here we go. What are we going to do now? Let's get to page Y. It's real easy. The background is easy because look at that. Boom, there it is. Nice. Yes. And then Mr. E had my grandson in his arms and they were playing. And boom, there it is. That's gone. I think some of these are going to be easier than others. Type, create outlines, and color. Here you are. Is this my color for that? Yes, it is. So color black, I think, and then that 0. Or actually, go back. The color is going to be the color of the letter that it's already, and then the inside nothing, and let's see, there we go. And let me double check that I got this right. No, not that button. Click on this text and check my stroke. Stroke is 1. Good. And so then that stroke is 1 also. Done. There it is. So there, the letter Y is pretty easy. It had less things going on. And same thing. And I'm actually going to do Control S, Command S, to save before I grab it and move it over. There it goes, there it goes, there it goes. And let's see what we got. For those of you who are watching on Facebook, big ups. It is Saturday night. Yeah, and it's time to hang out. All right, let's see what we got here. That's good. All right. Click and drag. And then click and drag across to select. And then click and drag across to bring it over. Zoom out a little bit. And then place it where it belongs. Boom, there it is. That's it. Done. The letter Y is done. Now we need the X. Click and drag, delete, Control S to save. And this is where it starts to become a little tedious. It's just, you know your process, you know what you need to do, and now you just need to do it. There goes the X. Again, turn off the colors. There it is. Turn off the colors. See? Yes! Select the text. We're going to, and the reason why I turn the type into outlines is so that I'm not going to re-edit the text. I'm not going to do anything with the text other than move it. And so I want to just kind of not have to worry about having that font installed in the next machine when I open this file again somewhere else. I've had that problem, especially since I reformatted one of my computers and it doesn't have all the fonts that it's supposed to have. All right, so cool. There it is, the letter X. Click and drag. And then I just click and drag over to the other window. And then I bring it over to the left. Boom, there it is. Done. Next page, W. And so, yeah, I'm going to be here for a few hours. I'm not going to be live, but for another 20 minutes max. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that's the X. So now we go W. Very good. Turn on, lock the X. That's done. W. Turn off the colors. I'm not deleting the colors. I could delete them if I wanted to, because this is now the coloring book version anyway. But for now, I'm just gonna turn off the layer that has the color, so that it's easier for me to come back to it if I want to. Type, outline, create outlines, click and drag, turn it into white. Boom, there it is. Good, good, good. Click and drag, and then click and drag. And now this part looks easy. It looks like anybody could handle it, and it's true. Anybody can handle it. All it takes is a little bit of practice. I've been using Adobe Illustrator since 2001. I don't need to select that now. I don't know why I did that. My first illustration with Illustrator, I was blown away. Once I started using it, it's like, this is it. This is it. This is what I want in my life. Oof, the wings. Where are the wings? There they go, right there. Hold on, wait a minute. That's the V. Yep. There it is. There you go. So once I did my first Illustrator drawing, like, man, that's what I want. That's what I need. And I've been hooked ever since. There you go. You see that? So all the color that was in that layer, I just turned it to white so that it covers up some of those lines that are going from behind Mr. E. And so, yeah, you can do it yourself. You can actually do this, what I'm doing, and do the illustration work in Illustrator, and get as good or better. There's a ton of artists out there doing amazing work. All right, type, create outlines. There's a shortcut for this, create outlines, which is the up arrow, control, and command, and then 0. I'm not doing 3 things. I'd rather just click on it and then be done with it. Let's make that white. There it is. Boom. There it goes. The V. Okay, let's get rid of the V over here. Gone. Grab this V. Bring it over. Love it. All right. Let's see. And I've kind of designed every page to have the text starting right here where this pink lines are. That is our guides. There we go. Delete that and Control S. You constantly save. You're always saving. You're always making sure that you don't lose your work. There it is. Okay. Now I come here. Okay, that was the V. Lock it. Open the U. And turn off the colors. There's the U is done. The Mr. Let's see, turn off all the colors. There it is. And now we grab the text and outline. Convert to outlines. Create outlines. Change the stroke color. Make the fill color. Click and drag. And then bring it over here. And it kind of becomes second nature. Right now I'm talking to you because you're watching online, but most of the time when I'm working, I'll have Judge Judy on, I'll have Scarface on, or something playing in the background, and to keep me rolling. And I have a cup of coffee that I'm gonna drink in a little while. I can go to bed when I want to. Coffee will not keep me up, so I like a good cup of coffee in the evening. There we go. I'm gonna be excited to see what the final artwork looks like once people have it in their hands and they start coloring it. That's gonna be kind of cool. So that's the, let's see, that's the U, that's the U. Okay, that's the T. Yeah, so we're gonna have to come up with some kind of contest or giveaway to see the young kids and adults color these characters and letters. There it is. So there it goes. So cool. So you kind of saw what's happening here and how I'm gonna go down the line, Control S, and change each and every page and bring it into the InDesign file. And now that I just thought about it, I'm gonna do that to these pictures too. I'm gonna go ahead and turn them into outlines and black and white outlines so that we can see what people do with us. Yeah, with me. I get to have one picture of myself in this book. So yeah, that'll be fun. All right. If you guys have any questions, please leave it in the comments. Let me know what you're doing, what's going on with you. And since I'm on this page, check out some of my links. The rest of my portfolio can be seen at behance.net/thecreativegenius. Find me anywhere on the internet under Delta Tango Mike. My tutorials and demos are on YouTube. Vector Maestros is the Instagram, Twitter, and the YouTube channel. My wife and I, we put together a robotics and coding camp for young girls ages 7 to 14, and it's called Buttercup STEAM. And then, of course, if you need anything about me, want to look me up. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. Thank you. Anything about me is Delta Tango Mike. That's my website. That's my Instagram. That's my Twitter. That's my everything. And don't forget to check out the link that is on the description that I'm going to add, plus the book. You can get this book at MrETheMotivator.com. Mr. E the Motivator is the social media for Jason Etheridge. He is the writer, good friend of mine, real cool dude. Even if really cool dude, even if we don't see each other all the time, and we have to communicate through the internet. He has a YouTube channel where you can see some of the visits that he does to schools around the country to motivate children into learning and living the best life they can. And check out the Facebook, Mr. E the Motivator. All right, I will add all those links into the description of the video. Thank you for being here with me tonight. Check out Sketchable. Sketchable. They're always on my mind. Sketchable is a drawing app that I use on the Surface, and I have the Surface right here. But check out Cinamaker. Cinamaker is the app that I'm using to share with you my screen on this computer, and the views from an iPhone here and another iPhone over here, and you can see me on. And it's all going through the iPad, and you can see me on Facebook, okay? So talk to y'all later. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next time. Peace out.